Poovulagu Nanbargal is a voluntary group or movement which has been associated with different environmental struggles in Tamil Nadu for the past about 35-40 years. In fact, when I was in college, I did my engineering. So I read a book published by Poovulagu Nanbargal. That's when I came to know about Poovulagu Nanbargal. I never thought I will join and work, but I knew about Poovulagu Nanbargal when I was in college. One Star Revolution is a book by Masanabu Fukaku. It was translated in Tamil in 1985-86. And I did my engineering. I got the book, access to the book, and I came to know about Poovulagu Nanbargal. So we are there with the grassroots groups. We are there in the environmental struggles. And if you ask me, Tamil Nadu has got a very, very vibrant civil society groups. That's one state which is very vibrant, and any change that has happened in this state, which has led to the changes in the country, is led by the civil society groups in Tamil Nadu. For example, the first amendment to the constitution, which gave reservation to the backward classes, even after the Supreme Court ruling that reservation is not possible, was a movement started by Periyar in Tamil Nadu, which got a first constitutional amendment to the Indian Constitution, which brought in reservation for the backward classes in the education and the workspace. So I think Tamil Nadu is very proud of that legacy of having many civil society organizations, the voice of the commons, the voice of the civil society organizations, very, very powerful in Tamil Nadu. Whatever in the last about 15 years of different environment struggles that Tamil Nadu faced, be it Kudangulam or be it hydrocarbons, be it the 8-lane road, be it the Neutrino project, be it the Adani port. So all these projects either were stopped or at least put on hold because of the very strong resistance by the people, especially who belong to the marginalized and vulnerable communities. Today, if you go to Kattupalli, which is about 30-40 kilometers from here, there's a strong movement which is against the Adani port expansion. And some of us, or most of us here, have worked in that. So what has happened is the ask for environmental justice, the ask for climate justice from the civil society is very louder in Tamil Nadu. It's very, very loud. Today, any government, I'm not talking about the party, I'm talking about the state, any government will think twice before they can even sanction a hydrocarbon well in the delta districts. There are wells running, but there is no new well that is added in the last about 10 years' time because of the voice of the civil society groups. So we are very strong in that. What we have done is, before this election in 2021, we released a manifesto called the Environment Manifesto. In Tamil, we call it as Suttuchural Therthal Arikai, Environment Election Manifesto. It is a very detailed manifesto which runs into pages. It will not have any gyan. It is very simple. What we want is the manifesto. So we took that manifesto, met with all the political party leaders of Tamil Nadu who gave us time. In fact, we met the present Chief Minister personally and handed over a copy of the manifesto. And he got the manifesto and handed it over to the manifesto drafting committee chairman. And he said, key points from this should be included in their manifesto. So like that, we met most of the political parties, hand over them the manifestos. After the new government was formed, we went and met the Chief Minister and gave the same demand. So the first thing that we did was, the Tamil Nadu state did was, change the name of the ministry from Ministry of Environment and Forest to Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So which is a very, very important step that government has started to recognize the climate change as a serious issue. And government has also announced first time in the country like the TN Green Climate Company, which is basically has got 4 missions: the climate mission, green mission, wetland mission, and the shore mission. I'm not saying it is enough. I'm not saying this is all done so we can rest back and we have got a lot of responsibilities more. Though there is a lot of push from the civil society groups into policy making, our state action plan was put on the website and people were asked to respond to it, and we have all responded to the state action plan. And everything that the government announces, there is always criticism of, if it's an environmentally destructive project, there is a very strong criticism. And what we have achieved in the last about 15 years is the government of Tamil Nadu has taken climate change seriously. I mean, at least they have started to look at climate change seriously. I'm not saying action is enough. There's a lot of things to do. There's a long way to go. But because of the pressure of the civil society groups, the government has started to take climate change very seriously and actively. Yes, there are a lot of lacuna, a lot of miles to go, a lot of things to do for mitigating or adapting, doing many schemes for adaptations and resilience building. But at least in the corridors of power, the word climate change is resonating. One example to that is we had this big jam cyclone this December, 23 December. So if you watch the television channels, the anchors of those television channels who conduct debates in the evening prime time from 7 to 9, every anchor of the television channel debate shows use the word called climate crisis, which was never about 5 years back. So every anchor in the television channels who debate about this Meghjam cyclone use the word of climate crisis. So there are a lot of things that we did. We have from Poovulagu we have a program called a Climate Leadership Program, where we train about 30 to 35 youngsters. We are very, very, very hard on that age rules. It starts from 20 to 23 to about 32. That is what we take. We train them for a 6 months, 8 months program, online, offline program. And there we conduct youth and climate events in all the colleges and schools in state. We have conducted about 9. Each event is attended by some 1,500, 2,000 youngsters who will have a say in the policy making of tomorrow. And we have also went and met all the political parties to talk about climate change. Last year in April month, we had a training program, not a training program, we had a consultation program for all the MLAs of Tamil Nadu. Roughly about 40 MLAs came, 3 ministers came, 6 members of planning commission came. They all sat through for 2.5, 3 hours, in which we conducted it. It's not a government program. It's a program conducted by Poovulagu. So what we are trying to do is, whenever there is a thing, or whatever chance that we get, we are trying to put this word climate crisis into the ears and minds of people who evolve policies in the government. So we meet officers, we meet chairmen, we meet everybody, mayors, councillors. So we don't have any, we don't worry about who sits on the other side of the table. It's us, whoever sits that side. We have conducted a program for journalists. We have gone and conducted different programs for different media houses. So what has happened, because not only us, like Parni is here, Benisha is here, many of us or all of us, So wherever we get a chance, we try to talk to the civil society, political parties, social movements, lawmakers, and put them this word called environment, climate change, and things like that. So that is why if you see the oil spill that happened, got a huge media attention, and there's a huge hue and cry. The ammonia gas leak from the Coromandel fertilizers got a very, very huge media attention. There is a lot of live stories, debates, because the civil society is very vibrant. And our voices have started to reach. Why the government has announced a special program for tea and shore is because we are insisting on Ennur. In that 1,600 crore tea and shore mission, there's a 40 crore component which has been earmarked for Ennur restoration. And the people's plan for Ennur was released. So I think the civil society's voice is now loud, which the people in the corridors of power can ever and never neglect that and move on. So that is the strength of Tamil Nadu, I think. No, I would like to add what Benisha said. If you've been to Kattupalli, which is next to Ennur, and it's very close to the Padaverkad, Pulikat wetland, you will see women by around 7:30, they'll get into the backwaters and they'll stand there and they'll catch prawns with their hands, even today. It's a major livelihood for many women. And we met during the Kattupalli struggle. A lady was saying, with that kind of revenue, she was able to get her 2 daughters married, children study. So they did not find anything which was thick. But today, because of the so-called development of ash ponds, ash ports, so they are seeing the dwindling of coming down of the prawn catch or whatever catch. So what was once natural livelihood for certain section of people, today they are being forced to move out of that profession and join as a maybe an ash picker from the thermal plant, or handle ash in thermal. So there is a huge disparity in this. Though the government say that these projects give you employment, at what cost and at whose cost is a question that today government is trying to develop a Parandur airport in the outskirts of Chennai, 60 kilometers from Chennai. If you go there, you will see rice being grown 3 times a year. 3 times a year, rice is grown there. And if you say that people have to hand over those lands to the airport and move on, so what is that they will do to their livelihoods?